What it do, YouTube? I'm back at it. I got a part one in yesterday about the old school and MOA. So what I plan to do is just get several of these part ones out the way because I have a couple different stories where it's gonna be long. It could be a part six to several of them. Definitely the old school and MOA. But this particular one is near and dear to my heart because this one involves someone that was, man, a big brother, a big cousin, and to a lot of the homies in the neighborhood, like a dad figure because he was that protector. But I'm gonna go way back. This is to the late 80s. And first, let me get my shout outs out the way. Give a shout out to Kev Mac Videos, Stephen A. Smith, Cartoon One, C. Bill, Jay Williams, Real Kens, Damian Porter, 16 to Life, Renegade Media, Gunner's Collection, who's the other cats? I believe I said Joe T. and Big Joe. And there's another cat, him and his wife, Xavier, and I don't know why I can't think of this cat. He's the funniest one around. Anyway, him, Sugar, and dang, the other. I'm gonna start writing these ones down, y'all, because I be trying to go off memory because I used to have a really good memory, but I'm gonna just have to write them down because there's several, and I like to give my props to those that I watch currently. Oh, and Charlie Global, and there's certain ones that encourage me to get involved, especially Kev Mac because he's the pioneer. And in regards to gang members doing this YouTube, Kev Mac was the first one. Let's just get that out the way. Yeah, we know Street TV was doing this thing, but I believe he was doing it more as a, I forget the technical word for someone that does this as a living. That's what he was doing, a videographer, whatever you call it. That's why I got these books over here, vocabulary building. I'm going to talk about that too, because we be on here, and I don't cuss no more, cursing, using the wrong words, because we ain't got a vocabulary together because we was in the streets for so long, and we got to get it together. But when it comes to gang members, let me specify, in terms of doing this YouTube thing, Kev Mac was first, in my opinion. I mean, that goes back maybe 7 years that I can remember, and it could be longer than that. This cat has been doing this for quite a while, and I've been wanting to do it, and I've been slow dragging. I've been making a lot of excuses. Let me just get that out the way. I've been making excuses, and I've got to stop doing that corny stuff. I can breathe, I can talk. I need to quit making excuses about why I can't do this and why I can't do that, and just do it. My ex-wife, I never forget, she taught me something a long time ago. I kept saying, well, I'm trying. It's like we're doing, try to pick up that pen. So I went, I grabbed the pen. She said, no, go try to pick it up. So I got it. She said, no, try. There ain't no trying, partner. You do or you don't. Bottom line. So we got to stop using that try word and just get to I'm doing it or I'm not, and stop making excuses for ourselves. Not my ex-wife, but my daughter's mother, one of my child's mother, she got me real good about this particular situation. She said, Dorian, she said, it's so calm. And then she went off. You have the most excuses I know of anybody. You have an excuse for everything. You make an excuse why you didn't do this, why you didn't that. You always, and in my mind, I'm sitting there like, man, but I do be having valid excuses. This is my corrupt mind. I'm thinking I do it. But I had to really think about it, like, dang, she's right. You know, at the time, I wasn't finna give her no props like that. But I'm sitting there like, man, she's right. Shout out to Carita. Yeah, she was on it. You was right. I used to make way too many excuses. And I got to stop that because it's a trickle-down effect. It don't necessarily just pass down to your children. It passes down throughout your community, your friends, your foes, people around you. What we don't realize, it's a spirit, man. It's contagious. It just gonna pop off to the next person, to the next person. So anyway, about the shout outs, I really like to give props to folks that got me encouraged in doing this. And did I say Stephen A. Smith? I definitely should have said him. forgive me, y'all. I may go back that quick for something I just said 2 seconds ago. And this is something my brother explained to me because I kept wondering, because my memory used to be very good. Why is it that I'm having issues with things that I just did 20 minutes ago? That's a part of your stroke symptoms. You have your short-term memory. I need to just slow down my talking too. Your short-term memory is messed up because of or affected due to your stroke. So I be on myself and trying to get back to it, but I just need to start playing chess and Pinochle more because that's a thinking game. And any brain games I need to do more so that I can get my memory up to par. So I'm going to tell you a story right now, and this is about, I'll use this person's name because may he rest in peace, but the other person didn't give his okay, and I don't want to get no backlash because that's the big bro, big homie, and I'm not going to get talked to in a vicious way for using his info without getting his approval. So we're going to call him Treetop. And we're going to, my cousin, partner, DC. So I'm just getting out of NACL, and I just did a little 9 months, longest time I ever did at that time. And I was just fresh out, 14, going on 15, and got my weight up. I've been hitting the little gym inside of there and doing the push-ups with the cards and everything in my room. And I had a homeboy, I used to call him Stack. He know what I'm talking about. I used to call him Big Old Stack because he can hit the whole stack. And I was like 250. You got to remember, imagine at 14, seeing somebody that's 15 or 16 hitting 250 because he was gunned in too. That was a lot. So I used to call him Big Old Stack because he hit the whole stack on. Whoa. There was a bunch of us up there. Man, I got to say Tate because he rest in peace, but that was my guy. He used to be on me about certain things that got me up and ready for these streets. But the other cat, I don't mention his name because he's around, and I'm not shining no bad light on him, but sometimes people don't want their names mentioned. I can say Tate because Tate and his brother Bocce and them, I got love for them and they know that. So I'm only mentioning Tate because he was from D-Dub, but that was a big bro to me because I was younger and underneath him, and so to speak, when we was in NACL, Mariner Lodge, best lodge on campus. Yeah, I said that back in them days. We used to rival with Eagle, Cougar Lodge, and Moolock Lodge, and yeah, so we always had this little thing about who was the best lodge on campus and all that, because we had hoopers and we had cats that come play football. So anyway, that's how I was in ACL. So I fresh out of there, and I come home, and me and my girl at the time, we laying down sleeping, and I hear a boom, 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 knocking on the door. Now, this is when the dope era just had started in Seattle. And I'm meaning for us youngsters. Other older cats, of course, they were doing the heroin, the cocaine, and all that. But I'm talking crack. And when it hit Seattle big time, it was like 86, 87. That's when it hit for my generation, with what I seen with my own 2 eyes. And so I'm boom, 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 knocking on the door. And I'm like, what the heck is banging on the door? It's early in the morning. So I go to the door. It's DC. He comes in. As soon as he comes to the door, he said, you know, I had to get into it with this nigga about this beat. And he started cussing into this and the third. But that's just how D used to talk. He'd turn his lips up and he get to go into town. I don't even think I can give it justice like I used to mimic him a lot back in the days because he used to be so funny. But anyway, so he's just like, yeah, he get to sweat me about this chick, and I pulled out the strap, put it to his gut, and shook my curl and gave it to him, DC for the records, and broke. Like, what? You just shot somebody, gave them the gun, and then ran? He like, there wasn't no bullets left. That's why I left it. I'm like, D, you're something different. I'm 14, and my mind is going 90 miles north. I'm really like, what the hell did he just say? I'm fresh, literally, only been out maybe 4 days. And he's telling me he just got through shooting somebody in the neighborhood, and they're from the neighborhood, about a chick from the neighborhood. What the? Never been my thing. Our stilo. We never got into it about no chicks. So it just blew my mind that even had taken place. Yes, of terrorists. That's why I used to be called YTP for this reason, not Yes or Terrorist Projects. Yes, terrorist players. Because I got plenty of OGs that's from my neighborhood that was pipping and was playing back in the early 80s. Yeah, these cats was really doing it. And that's one of the reasons why we're hated by so many different neighborhoods in Washington, because we was really pushing the line. Yeah, we had roaches, but we was pushing the limit even with the roaches. Yeah, that's the only thing cats could get on us about and get the ranking on us. Oh, they got roaches. Man, look here, man. Not disrespecting no different nationalities, but honestly speaking, we did have a lot of Vietnamese folks that lived off in that area, and some of them people used to have a lot going on. I'll just say it nicely. So it had and plus the esoterics was it was off the hook, man. In terms of the build, the makeup, how they should have kept the upkeep. So it could have been a variety of things, but you can go into some of the cleanest spots in there. Because my ex, she used to stay in there, and go to her mom's house, and that's doing me spotless. But you'll see a roach come flying out of nowhere. So you can't just say that everybody's house was dirty. If somebody next door has roaches, they're going to migrate to your spot. Like folks say, if a nuclear bomb hit, roaches is coming out. And Cowboy fans, no, that's Stephen A. Smith. Let me not mess with some Cowboy fans, but serious business, roaches is popping out. But roaches are just, they're off the hook. So anyway, back to the story. So he's telling me the story, and I'm sitting there talking to him like, well, man, what happened? He said, man, they got to sweat me about the, let's just call her Trina. He got to sweat me about the Trina chick, mad because I got her now, this, that, and I'm like, what? You don't really got into it over this chick? He's like, nah, that's him that got into it with me about her. And that's just basically it. DC's about my height, a little taller. He might have been like 5'9", 5'10". Normal slimmer build, unless he got indoors and like that pen and got to hitting on weights or in the institution. Did come out on swole. He can come out super jacked up and huge. And then Treetop, he was like about maybe 6'4", 6'5", taller cat, slimmer build. So they have that situation that takes place, and I'm just like, man, come on, man, we got to make something happen, because this is just not the game plan. Forgive me, y'all. That was my email coming through on my other phone. So I'm like, man, we can't be going out like this, man, about no chicks. So I'm thinking that this is just it. But I had to remember, nah, he shot somebody in the stomach and could have possibly taken this person's life. Plus, this cat's from our neighborhood. So you should know that he's coming back about that situation. So look here, man. This is... No, I can't tell that part because there's kids involved with that situation. And that wouldn't be cool, because that young man is probably in his 30s now. And I'm not even finna shed light on that picture. So I'll tell you another situation that I was privy to and a part of. Y'all might laugh on me, but this was like my big cousin. He was the hooligan, and was really aggressive. I'll just say it that way. One day I'm at his spot, because mind you, like I said, I just got out from doing my time, and I didn't even want to sell drugs. Even when I heard about the thing, everybody making money, I was like, man, I'm not coming and doing that. So I'm over there kicking with him. He's looking out for me because I'm with him and making sure I'm straight. So I'm rolling in the Toronado with him to this day. I love vanilla aroma, the smell, because of DC. Because he kept the vanilla aromas in that Toronado, and he'd be pushing through the town, and his rolling capabilities between him, Chuck Dukes, and man, Calvin Warner, when it comes to driving, now, a lot of this was in me because my dad was a pimp and he rode. I never forget, he pulled up at Franklin High School and I had to be about 8. It was me, my brother, and my 2 sisters were all in the car. We're in the back seat. Imagine a Lincoln Continental, 1980, brand new that year, because Pops was pimping. Had the white girl get him a brand new one off the lot. My Pops was a cold Macadocious pimp, bottom line. He pulls up to the park. I'll never forget this. Stops at commercial break, like Joe T was saying, as I get off subject. He stopped at the dang stoplight and got to squat in that joint. That's something I got to tell stories about how Seattle, how we get down. See, other folks do switches and all that. We make vehicles dance. I make a car dance in a heartbeat. That's just how filthy we are with this driving thing. And filthy in Seattle terms is really good. The word may have spread now. That's just something that we've been known for, that word filthy meaning good. So I never forget my dad doing that. So I knew it was in me how to roll, but I was a little kid watching these things. But when I got older, I'm sitting back and I'm observing because I'm around folks and watching folks. Because Chuck did the same thing at Bud Leslie's funeral. He's in the black, what was it, El Dorado drop top. Ha, 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 just making it squat in front of the whole procession. Yeah, Chuck Dukes put it down for the town, but that's just how we get down when it comes to driving. We really know how to make these things move and do some things that other folks just can't do. We're just that filthy. And man, he's one of the cats. I learned how to drive with my knee, literally hands-free. I've been able to roll up, braid my hair, and all that just because I learned how to roll with my knee based off of watching man do it and sitting there just in awe. Like, you know how you don't want a person to see you looking. I'm looking at the corner like, this dude really driving with his knee? Like, these cats was just incredible. But that's just Seattle. We got so much game and flavor up here. People don't know it because we're such a smaller city. But a lot of things that y'all are doing and saying now are things that came from out of this town. For instance, bet that. My homie from D-Dub started that phrase back in the 90s. Bro, my bro, the D-Dub started that here in the 90s. It's all over the place now. Everybody's saying the word. You can't say it came from different cities and states. Explain to me why. Where did that phrase come from? Why were they using it? And I can dictate and point out the first time I heard it being used in Fat Bros in 1994 or 95 by the D-Dubs. I'm like, my big bro. They didn't want to be associated with out-of-town big homies. Oh, man, them D-Dubs is different, man. I mean, I'm from the Central, but I just got to call a spade a spade. Them cats have always been innovators, creators, whatever you want to call it, trendsetters. They've always been that. And they've been pushing the line ever since. So a lot of the phrases that y'all are using to this day, even cats in LA saying that, bro, instead of big homie, that came from Seattle. Y'all may not know this, but the Black Panthers, I think their first party outside of Oakland was in Seattle, up at 34th and Pike, not too far away from where my mama and daddy grew up at, on 33rd and Pine. My mama and my dad on 32nd and Cherry. So these are just things that we've been known for. There's a lot of game up here. And last but not least, everybody used to put on a person's birthday, okay, have a good day. And then it got to the point where enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. And it became a catchphrase. It started going all over the place. Everybody saying, enjoy your day. I started that. My birthday's the 4th of July. And I said, wait a minute, man. I got to stop trying to make everybody else happy, getting all the fireworks and making a big old a party in the sky for everybody, and I got to start enjoying my day. This is my birthday. And from that point on, the next month was my brother's birthday, August 15th. That's the first time I put enjoy your day. If we go look at the YouTube and look way back then, I think it was 2012 or 13, and look at his birthday timeline, if it's still there, it's going to say enjoy your day from Dorian Cecil McDade. And ever since that time, folks have been using that phrase. So yeah, man, there's a lot of game and wisdom and charisma, if you will, from out of this town. And it started with us. We're just different. So back to the story. So I'm over there kicking it with him. Like I said, he's driving a Tornado. We're bending corners and we're doing different things. And one day we just stopped back we did what we were doing. We went back to the house and we're at the dope spot. And so he always told me keep my eyes peeled for Treetop. He had almost says vehicle, and I don't want to put too much out there because I don't want to be disrespectful to no one, and I don't want nothing to come back as, yeah, I'm pointing fingers at him. A red Cadillac pulls up, and I break inside the house, run and tell DC, bro, here he comes. And D is in the middle of cooking up. I don't know how much work. But mind you, we're at a dope spot. His peoples, they used to toot, but let him rent out the spot, and, you know, we do our thing. Me and him used to sleep in there. The fact I hit this chick, goodness gracious. Some of the goodest stuff. Let me stop that. I hit this chick downstairs. He had that same chick we're talking about. This was around this time, that same chick, he had her in one room, and my brother's in another room with some other one. So we used to just have our way in the dope house. Man, he breaks out the back door, runs through the sticker bushes, hits cusses and the third. Long story short, he connects with me, and we're going downtown, and I'm just oblivious to the situation that had took place and not paying attention. So he didn't pick me up in a Tornado. He got the chick with him, and we going downtown. We get into the room, and I'm just thinking everything copacetic. And you could tell a person love you when they don't fire on you and crack you in your jaw, which he should have. And so he just took off on me and just lit my chest up. And I just hit the bed like, what? He's like, nigga, don't you know that wasn't even him? And you had me lose all that dope. And I was like, what? It wasn't even him. And I'm so spooked thinking it was, because I've been told stories about times when he did hop out of that joint, run up to the house with his 12 gauge. So as soon as I seen the vehicle, I thought it was his. And I just wanted to make sure we didn't get popped up. So I ran and told him, and come to find out it wasn't even his. So he was hot as a firecracker at me about that situation, man. So we got past that. We kept on doing our thing, kept on hustling. He kept doing his thing because, again, I wasn't. I was spooked. I'm just going to keep it clean. At that time, I was not trying to sell a lick of dope. I was just spooked. Fresh out, wasn't trying to do it. But I'm going to end this story right here. That's part one of the shenanigans of the putting in work and keeping it gangster throughout the town. One last thing I'm going to say about him, and I'll make this very, very clear. And this particular person knows this to be the truth. Had it not been that cats, a lot of us, have changed their life, I'm not talking about the younger homies, the ones that's underneath me, because a lot of them are underneath me. I put them in MOA, me directly with these, and they know this. You can talk about that big gun or what you've done now, but you know you got put on the hood by me and Bullet. Let's keep that clean. But without just one person Bullet put in with me, because he's trying to stomp it on me out of something. Hey man, we just trying to put him on. We ain't trying to kill him. But anyway, Bull, he goes off the Richter when he get to fighting. And think that we weren't fighting, dude. We're putting a homie on the hood, and he's stomping it. I had to stop. Yeah, that was enough for him. He needed to do no more put-ons. But so anyway, my generation, partner, you wouldn't be here. And it'd be, keep it real clean. I'm that sick type, because, you know, I used to date your sister. I'm sick enough that I'm gonna go and hit somebody that you love if I can't get you. That's just how. That's just to keep it clean, because folks have always wondered, dang man, that happened to D. I wonder why they didn't do this, that, and the third. The yes or tears, because we're known for putting in work, because a lot of us grew up, and that's the reason why I'm telling the history about MOA. There's a reason why there's not a whole bunch of little this and little that of our neighborhood. Number one reason, and I'm gonna get to that on that story. I'm not gonna get the information mixed up here, but I want that to be very clear. That person that everybody pretty much talked about, the one that had did it and this, that, and the third, he knows this to be true. Me and him locked eyes. You know how you're driving down the street and someone's trying to go across the street, and as they're crossing the street, you're driving, but they have a right of way because it's a crosswalk, and so you say, oh, okay, you slow down. So I slowed down. Never forget this, on 17th and Yesler, where D got taken out at, is 2 blocks away, literally. 17th and, almost put, let me slow down. 17th and Yesler, in front of the, what the neck and end of that place. Everybody knows the place right there. It's not coming to me. It's a building that's been there forever. He's walking across the street, that crosswalk, and soon as, because I didn't know who it was at first, soon as he came across and he locked eyes and seen it was me, you know how, for y'all that's been in this gang stuff, and you know when you been caught slipping, whether it be the police or an enemy, like, it don't necessarily have to always be fear. It could just be nervousness, like, whoa, I just got caught slipping, or it could be fear, but you have that look like, oh, they caught me slipping. He had golf balls in his eyes, because he knows me from when I lived that life in the streets. Yeah. And he looked, and I looked at him, and that thing was right next to me. Broad daylight, that doesn't matter. I went to the police precinct, and I'm going to tell these stories, punking the police in broad daylight. Punk, come outside, let's hit a block. You're fresh off work, and I'm going to beat your... Yeah, that's how stupid I was. My daddy done whooped on police. Had no problem with beating up the police. Did that several times. Went up to the precinct when they get the yapping while they done worked that badge on. Nah, you're fresh out. And I caught one of them. Literally come out. Yeah, punk, you off work now. Let's hit a corner. I'll beat you. I was that stupid. So that's just me. Had I been living a different life, partner wouldn't be here. I may have gotten parked that day, but it wouldn't have mattered to me, because D was that important to us. And he just skedaddled across the street knowing that his life could have been taken like that. So don't get it mixed up and get to, oh man, them guys went out. Nah, we became men. The Bible says, when I was a child, I thought as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish ways or behavior. That's the reason why a lot of things are the way they are. Certain other people done got taken out while we've been gone. Tori, the triplets' cousin, he got taken out. Wayne, the twin, my big partner that I had put in work against. The Hoovers, why we have, man, I got stories to tell y'all. One of the reasons why the Hoovers and the Bloods like really going, and to really go at it, was something that took place with me and somebody out there, and he don't even claim Hoover no more. Literally, there's so much that have taken place in these streets that folks are unaware of. But nevertheless, when you live a certain lifestyle, you live by the lifestyle code. But when you become a man and realize, hey, I can't just go do this because I'm going to affect my children, my wife, if you're married, everybody involved, your mind frame changes. But if you're still stuck selling dope at 700 years old, I'm being facetious, but it's sad when I see some of y'all and you think you're out there looking all cool and you selling dope at 90, 900, you're still selling. I just don't get that. I mean, really, I'm not going to make y'all feel like I'm trying to disrespect you. It's serious business, because I ain't said nobody's name, but you know who you are. It just blows my mind that folks are still doing that. Like, not having a career, not owning businesses at this time. Made enough money to own businesses, but at the same time, I know it's addicting. I'll never forget a cat telling me, you got to think, when a cat's getting paid for $10,000 this one, $15,000 that one, it's hard to stop. it's really hard, and I understand that. But curb serving, man, miss me. Still standing in one particular place and thinking my spot looks the tightest because your spot's the only spot in the whole Seattle where they are sitting out there selling. No. Let me shut up because folks gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But it is what it is. It's just sad. Ain't finna be no editing, none of that. I'm gonna put it like I always put it. I've been this way straightforward since I was in the streets, and I'm gonna be this straightforward out. I'm just talking about my mannerism as a being who I am, Dorian. I'm a straightforward person, not finna duck no punches and pull none of that. I'm gonna lay it out the way it is. That's me. So it is what it is, man. But anyway, so that's the reason why a lot of stuff hasn't taken place. I know for certain on my end why things and my partners are not doing that, because we have family and careers to think about. We can't just go off somebody because one of our partners is still living that lifestyle and they got taken out in that lifestyle for whatever reason. That's just not how men think. It's not your age, it's your mindset. Just because you're 50, you're not a grown man. At you're 50, you're still doing all these kiddish acts. That's just how I view dope selling. I did that as a kid. I used to make money, and cats would tell you I throw some of the biggest parties, have most fun up and down the coast. Before people was even going out of town, I'm up and down the coast, flying in and out of town, train rides, oh my goodness, having shots, just enjoying it, loving taking Amtrak all the way to LA and back, going to see grannies and laying up in jacuzzis and smoking, and just, yeah, loved it. But when I became a man, I had to put away all that because I'm not living like a child no more. That's what I did when I was a child, and the mindset. So that's what I mean by put away childish behavior. So anyway, it's longer than I expected, but this is going to be part 1. But like I say, man, I'm not here to be fussing. I'm not here to get cats to get the one to start cussing and then start bussing. All I'm doing is leaving everything open for a discussion. That's it. Y'all got something to want to say? Like, comment, subscribe. If I said something wrong, incorrect, you feel like I shouldn't have said this, that, and the third, just put it in the comments. Let's discuss it. Let's put it together and let's talk about it, because everything does not have to be violent. I used to be that type that it was just ain't nothing cool about that. That's the kiddish way that I thought. Oh, yeah, you say what? Yeah, I'm going to try to get over there. And that's not being a man, a smart person by always trying to go fight, because you can't whoop everybody. And I got stories about how I got beat by the opposition. And man, look, I'm going to end this one. I got some stuff to tell y'all. Funny, true, and I took the losing end of the stick. But that's just a part of being real. You tell it all. Ain't no reason to try to hide it. Just tell it all, because that person made you rest right now. But it is what it is, man. Man, we had some good old times here in the town. We had some tough times too. But I love y'all. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll be back with part 2 shortly.